Good morning, everybody. How are we doing? We coming through loud and clear here? Hey, Joe, how are you? All right, can everybody hear me okay? Everybody see the screen here? Just do a little quick audio and video test here. Joe, we coming through loud and clear? Hey, Chuck, how you doing? Happy New Year. Happy New Year's to everybody. Hope everybody had a great New Year's and a great few days off there from trading and with the markets closed, and had some good time with family and friends to celebrate. So we appreciate you joining us this morning. We know it's a short trading week, so we appreciate you taking time out here to be with us, and we do wish everybody a very happy New Year and a great trading year here. So we're going to get started. Let me get our recording going here so we can jump in. We've got a lot to cover today. So welcome to the Nadex Application and Strategy webinar series. My name is John Skelton. I'm with Apex Investing, and today we're going to talk about a little bit of basics. We're going to talk about trading the trend with Nadex binaries and spreads. And for some of you veterans, some of the stuff may be very elementary, but for some of you that are new to trading or have some issues with determining trend, I want to talk about a few things, and I just want to kind of review a few kind of basic mistakes and basic struggles that I've seen a lot of people have, and some mistakes I've seen a lot of people do with their trading, trying to determine the trend and how to read it and take advantage of it. So let's jump in and knock out our disclosures here so we can get moving. Trading futures, options, or any financial instrument involves risk, may not be suitable for every investor. The information here in this webinar is for informational and educational purposes only, and it's not an offer or solicitation of an offer to buy or sell any particular financial instrument offered by Nadex. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Also keep in mind, any examples or illustrations I show you of a trade or how to enter a trade on the Nadex platform or exit a trade is simply for education and illustration only. It's not a trade recommendation. It's just for example's sake to kind of help teach you the Nadex platform and get used to it and how to understand some trends and charting systems, but is in no way an actual trade recommendation. You also notice that all the education and I'm showing you here and examples here are in a demo account. So keep that in mind as well. So today we're going to talk about, again, my name is John Skelton. I'm with Apex Investing. I'm not with Nadex. Apex and Nadex are two complete different companies. Nadex is an exchange. Apex, we're an online education company. We've got over 20,000 members. We're an education-based company. We've got strategies and systems and indicators. We focus a lot on risk management and probability. That's why we love the capped risk Nadex products. But we're traders just like you. We do these webinars each week for Nadex, and we trade Nadex every day in ourselves, in our own trading, in our live trade rooms. And I've been with Apex now for about 3 years, and I've got a background history in banking, and as a licensed stockbroker I do a lot of education for Apex and for Nadex. And again, I'm a trader just like you. And what we're here for today and each week is just to help you out with some free education of who is Nadex, what do they offer, how are some different ways to trade it, how to use the platform, and just some general trading education in general. Today we want to talk about trading the trend and various ways to determine the trend and identify trends and chop, and there's some different ways to trade that with Nadex. So I'm going to start off here just real quick. I'm going to pull up a chart here, and I'm going to pull up a chart of the pound yen, okay? And what I want to do, let me just get rid of this real quick. Just want to walk you through a couple little basics here. All right, so what are we seeing on this chart here, right? You sit down in front of your computer, you pull up your Nadex platform, you pull up a chart, and you're zoomed into the chart real good because you want to get a really good idea of what's going on. And you see here that the market, we've got an up-close bar. Then you see on the next bar, the market kind of pulled back a little bit, right? Like it's struggling and it closes up. Then we've got a down-close bar and a down-close bar. Then the market pulled down a little bit more, but it closed up. We got a little wick, and then a down close and down close. And so what are you thinking here? You're thinking, okay, I'm looking at a Nadex binary or Nadex spread. What direction is the market going in here? and you feel like, okay, well, the market seemed to have some hesitation trying to pull up and it's struggling to go down, and now we're going down, right? And you're thinking, okay, I think we're in a downtrend here. And then you say, well, let me just, I like to throw on some indicators here. And I'm going to show you a few different charts here on the Nadex platform as well. But let's say some of you like, oh, I like to use the parabolic SAR. I like to use the SAR. Okay, look, the SAR was going long, now it's going short. All right, so that helps me out, confirms me a little bit, right? Or some of you like to use, let's say, stochastics or MACD, right? So you want to throw on a MACD and you want to throw on a stochastics. You're like, okay, I like that. Well, look, right here, the MACD or the stochastics crossed. Right here, the MACD crossed. I've got my SAR going short. Okay, I'm feeling really, really good about this, right? I'm really, really good like this. Some people like Bollinger Bands. Some of you like to go in and you use these, moving averages. And you say, oh, I like to just throw on an 8 moving average and then a 5 moving average as well. I like to see it right on the chart, and when they cross, okay, and I've got a cross right there of that too. So you're feeling pretty good about this trade, right? You felt like you saw the market coming up, kind of hesitating, pulling down. You've got the stochastics crossing, you've got your MACD crossing, your EMAs crossing, your SARs going short. You're feeling like market's going short, right? Okay, so what do? So you say, okay, everything's going short. I'm going to pull up my Nadex platform over here. I'm going to go to Forex binaries. I'm going to pull up pound yen, and I'm going to look at the different expirations that I've got offered to me, and I'm going to pull up and say, okay, now what do I think is going to happen? All right, I think the market's going short. I've got some different options here. I've got out of the monies, I've got in the monies, or I've got at the monies, and I've got in the monies. So I feel like the market's going to go, was it reaching a pretty good high, and so I'm feeling like it's going to go a long ways down. So I want to shoot for an out of the money binary, try to have a really low risk, possible high reward, give it some time to move. Do I think it'll go down, but maybe not a whole lot? Maybe I want to go for like a 1-to-1 ratio, do something at the money, 50-50. Or do I want to give myself a little more room and some insurance and get something in the money? So you go through and you place your trade, right? You choose, you look at your options there, and you place your trade, okay? Because you're like, hey, I'm feeling really good about this. Looks like the market's going down. All my indicators have crossed. So right here, I see that everything is crossed. I enter my trade and I go short. Well, let's just scroll over one bar on this chart here. Let me click this chart. Boom. All right, market pulls back a little bit. No big deal, right? I can handle it. Boom, boom, boom. Let's do something here. Let's zoom in on this chart. Okay, first of all, let's zoom in. Now let's look back. What was happening? Okay, well, yeah, the market had been coming up, Now we feel like it's going down, right? And we entered right here. Well, let's zoom in a little bit more. Yeah, some of you are saying always, that's what it does. Let's look. You see that difference? See right here where we thought, hey, it was hesitating, it's going short. This indicator crossed, this one crossed, this one crossed. We've got SARs. We're in a downtrend. But were we in a downtrend when you zoom out on your chart? No. We were in a big uptrend here, right? Very basic and elementary for some of you. But for some people, I've seen that be a huge, big mistake. Because what did you do? You zoomed way in on your chart, right? You zoomed way in on your chart because you want the chart and the bars big and huge. You want to be able to see your indicators real well to see when things are crossing, okay? And you don't look at the whole picture, okay? Now granted, you may say, yeah, but look, it came down a pretty good amount there. Yeah, it did, but check this out. Check this out. Let's take a look at something. when we look at the big picture in this uptrend, the market was way down here, right? It came up, made a high, and it came down. That was the low. It came up, came down. Here's the low. It was a higher low. When it did come down here, it didn't even come down and break these previous lows. See, the market made a high, then it made a higher high, then it made a higher high. Okay? And when it made these lows, even though this was a pretty good move down, it didn't break lower than these previous lows. You see that? And it was still making highs. So just a very basic elementary thing there is to make sure that you always, I personally like to trade on zoomed in charts, but what I like to do there is I always start off looking at the longer term. Zooming out on my chart, what is going on, right? What is going on? Are we in an uptrend? Are we in a downtrend? Is the market making higher highs here? Okay, which would tell me it's pushing up. Okay, when the market starts to make lower highs, okay, see, when the market popped up, this was not as high as that. This was a lower low. This was a lower low. Okay, lower low, still going lower, right? Then the market may turn around. So very, very basic there, okay? To make sure you always look at longer term charts as well to see what's going on. You know, for example, something you might want to do every day you start trading, maybe you pull up a, 30-minute chart, right? And maybe you're looking at 30-minute charts to understand the overall trend of the market. And you're seeing, okay, overall in the longer term charts, the market's in an uptrend. Okay, and then you're also looking at a 10-minute chart, that kind of confirms that as well. Okay, and maybe you're going down even to a 5-minute chart saying, okay, what I'm seeing right here on a 30-minute chart is, let me just scroll back here. For example, on a 30-minute chart, I'm seeing that the market is trending up. But on my 5-minute chart, I've got a lot more bars that help me see, yes, overall the market's trending up. And the 30-minute confirms it's going up. But on the 5-minute smaller time chart, I can see the market went up and it's pulling back a little bit. And then it pops up and I want to get in. Then it pulls back a little bit and it pops up and I want to get in. Okay? So making sure, maybe you're trading off a smaller time frame chart, 5 minutes, 1 minute, 2 minutes, whatever it may be, or tick charts. But looking at the overall picture, looking at the longer term charts, helping you determine that overall trend so you don't get stuck in zoomed in on a smaller time frame chart thinking, oh, the market's starting to head back down now. Oh wait, no, it's long. No, wait, no, it's short. Okay, so very elementary and basic there, but something that is very key to helping with your trading success of feeling like I'm always going against the trend. Okay, because we know that, have you ever heard somebody say, or like before you got into trading, right? Before you really got into trading and understood it, and you heard the newscast come on saying, oh, the market closed up 200 points today. And what did you think? In your head, you thought the market opened here, went straight up 200 points and closed here. But we know that very rarely happens. We know that even on those big trending days, the market comes up and then it pulls back, comes up and pulls back. And that's what you got to really learn is what's the difference of a change in trend compared to a pullback or a large pullback. That way you don't get caught in it the wrong way. Okay? So, and what's very, very nice and very, very helpful, okay, with the Nadex platform is that you have all this right at your fingertips. Some of you may have other charting things that you use for certain strategies or systems, okay? But again, when you make sure you're looking at the overall big picture with trading and looking at all your different options, you've got some great options here right on the Nadex platform. And guys, not only can you use this right on the Nadex platform, but you can also have access to charts on the mobile app, from your mobile phone. So let's say that we're trading the pound yen, for example. You've got some examples. You can go right here under any of these strikes, right here, click on this arrow, and you've got a quick chart or a binary ladder chart, okay? And just for example, if we open a quick chart, just to show you, they're pretty much the same exact chart, and you've got all of this stuff here right at your fingertips, okay? You can open up a chart, you can change the sizing of the chart, you can go right here, you've got 1 minute, you can click this, and look, you've got daily charts, 4 hours, 3 hours, 2 hours, 1 hour, 30 minutes, all the way down to ticks and 1 minute, 1 second. You've got all kind of options right there, okay, right on the Nadex platform, okay. You can also go right here under technical. Some of you are aware these tools are available to you, some are not. Go right here under technical, and this gives you all of your indicators here, okay. If you want to go on and if you want to throw on a MACD, okay, and you want to look for those crossovers, if you want a SAR, or if you want moving averages or stochastics like we looked at on the other charts, okay, if you're using those for your trading system, I'm not recommending these or telling you to use these, I just know some of you use them, and some of you are not aware that they're available to you right here on the Nadex platform, okay. You can also go through and you've got right here drawing tools, okay, and say you want to use a point-to-point or a line to draw, okay, here's a low, here's a low, here's a low, okay, the market's no longer making, you know, new lows and different highs. Now it's going the other direction, okay, you can do that, all right, you've got all that available to you right there on the Nadex platform, okay. Now, the other thing you can do here is, I'm just going to close this out, is you can also, the charts I prefer to use here on the Nadex platform is right here, the binary ladder chart. It's the same chart and it gives you all of the same options to use as far as the tools, okay. You've got all the same drawing tools, you've got all the same indicators you can add on to it, but it also lists out for you the strikes right here, okay. So not only am I able to see what's going on with the market, not only am I able to add on whatever indicators I want, when I see a trade setup that comes, I also see the strikes that are available. And what I can do is just pull this chart back a little bit, okay, and I can go look further back. I can squeeze my charts in, I can squeeze my charts out, I can scroll down. So for example, this chart right here, okay, let's say that I also want to, let me show you another trick you can do, okay. So let's say I've got, let me open another chart real quick as well. Just give me a minute to open these up here. So for some of you that want to, say, look at longer term charts, okay, and you say, all right, I'm going to make this chart a 30-minute chart, okay, and I want to have that right here, and then I want to open like a 5-minute chart as well, okay. Hold on 1 second, guys, let me move these over. Got too much stuff on my screen, let me get it out of the way for you here and move it right over here. There we go. Okay, so let's say you've got over here, let's say you're trading looking at a 30-minute chart, and what you're doing on the 30-minute chart is you're looking for, I need to move that one, pull this one, it's not popping off for me, sorry about that. Let's say you're looking at a 30-minute chart, and what you're looking for on the 30-minute chart is for the larger term trends, right? And what you're looking for there is the same indications. Maybe you're using those same indicators, okay? Maybe you're looking at the MACDs and your stochastics and your SARs and so on. Guys, just give this a minute to load here. I'm sorry, I've got too much running on this computer, I believe, here. And what you're looking for on a 30-minute chart is for everything to switch over, right? you're wanting to look at the longer term trend on a 30-minute chart. And let's say what you're looking for there is, like here for example, okay, I want to see that the market's starting to head down. I see that my SAR has turned short, showing me a short indication. I see that my MACD has gone short. I see my stochastics are short. Everything you're looking at. Now again, these are 30-minute bars. So as the market's going down, you see that, you know, there's up-close bars, there's wick bars, there's pullbacks, but in general the market's still going down, right? But let's say that you're using that for, okay, that's giving me the overall trend direction on the 30-minute chart. But what I want to look at, for example, may be, okay, but I want to look at a 1-minute chart, or let's say a 5-minute chart, to zoom in and get a closer view of what's going on and be able to tell when those little pullbacks are happening, right? Because I may see that it's overall, you know, my longer term trend is showing me overall that the market's going up or that the market's going down. But I know there's going to be some pullbacks, okay? I know that there's going to be pullbacks along the way. And let me just show you some examples here. Let me squeeze back in. I'm sorry. Let's squeeze back in. And when I'm doing that, when I'm looking at longer term charts for the trend, but looking at shorter term charts for my entries, I really do like to use the, hold on here guys, my computer's locking up on me. I do like to use the binary ladder charts, okay, because I like to see what are my options that are available here, okay. I like to see what are the different strikes and like to see them right on the chart itself, okay. Now, a couple things to keep in mind here, all right. Let me open a little bit different chart for you over here. Give me 1 second here. Let me pull up the platform. And what you can also do is you can resize your charts, and you can have 4 different charts right on your screen. Let's say you want to have a 30-minute chart, 15-minute chart, 10-minute chart, and 5-minute chart. That way you can kind of get an idea of what's going on in the longer term, midterm, and short term. You can do that as well, okay? Because what you also want to keep in mind is when it comes to your options, you've got what? You've got out of the money options, you've got at the money options, and you've even got in the money options. And what is going to help you determine which one you want to go with? Well, is it the start of a new trend? Okay, is a new trend just now starting and you feel like it's going to be a pretty good move down, and you feel like, okay, hey, the market's come way up, now I think it's going to take a while and go down, so I'm expecting a pretty good move, so maybe I want to go with something out of the money, have a really low risk reward ratio, or really low risk, really high reward ratio. I want to go with something out of the money, okay. Let me see here, 1 hour and 16 minutes. Or what if the trend is just now, you know, what if you're halfway through the trend and you feel, okay, well, I think the trend's going to keep going, but I don't know how far down it's going to go. I'm only really wanting to do a 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio here, okay? I really only want to do, you know, an at the money, okay? Well, then that may be what helps you determine that, okay? Or if you're like, all right, this trend has been going for a little bit, I think it's going to keep going down or stay down, but I don't know that it's really going to move a whole lot. So I want to do an in the money. I want to give myself a little bit of room, a little bit of insurance. Okay, well, again, that's all easy to, you know, talk about and say, but as far as choosing exactly which one you're going to do, it really helps you to be able to see the overall trend of the market. What has it been doing? Not just on 5-minute bars, but also on 30-minute bars and longer time frames, so you know how much room do I really expect the market to move here, Okay, and so it's very, very helpful to be able to look at these strike ladder charts. Okay, especially when you're trading, well, when you're trading anything, but especially when you're trading longer term. Okay, and you want to look at, let's say you're trading Forex and you want to look at not just what's expiring in the next hour, but what's expiring, you've got a lot of dailies with Forex. There's 7 a.m., 11 a.m., 3 p.m. that can go way, way out. Okay, and to be able to have these charts up and multiple charts up to see what are your different options, okay, to really help you determine what's the best strike for you, especially if you're expecting a longer move, okay, or a bigger move. You want to make sure you're looking at all your different options that are out there, not just what's the next expiration available this hour or an hour out, all right? But with Forex, looking at those dailies, because you can have, 4 hours out, 8 hours out, 12 hours out, give yourself a long time there. You even do have some weekly binaries to look at. Let's say that you're, a little bit longer term trader and you're looking at, daily bars, and you're entering trades off of a hourly chart or a 2-hour chart, whatever it may be. Then you might want to pull up a, a ladder chart of the weeklies or even the dailies. All right, but so very, very elementary basic stuff there for some of you, but I've seen so many people make that, very basic mistake of zooming into the chart too much. All right, and when you're zoomed into the chart too much, you don't always see what is going on. And with trading, that's a big thing to learn is, hey, like remember this example we looked at, the very first example we looked at over here, we thought, man, that was a great trade because it looked like the market was going down. All of my indicators flipped short, so it's time to go short, right? But when you really look at the overall picture of what's going on, you see, the market's in an uptrend or the market's in a downtrend. All right, is it making higher highs or are we starting to make lower lows? Those are another good way to help, look at what is going on. But it's all about thinking outside the box, looking outside the box, looking at the bigger picture, not just what's going on a short-term chart and a couple of short-term indicators, okay, but looking at what is going on in the overall market. Because even again, remember our first example here where we were zoomed in, right? Where we're zoomed in and we see the market going short here, and okay, SAR's going short, MACD crosses short, stochastics cross short. Okay, great, well, let's go that way. But then look what happens here. These cross up, this crosses up, SAR goes up, and we keep going up. And so you don't want to get caught in the, oh, okay, it crossed down. Oh, now it crossed up. Oh, now it crossed down. Oh, now it crossed up. Oh, now it crossed down. You see that? You want to know what is the general trend of the market and be following the trend. Yes, I know some people are counter trend traders and all that. There's a lot more to it than that. But even those counter trend traders, they're looking at the overall market, okay? And they're looking at what is going on. And play with this. Pull up some charts and just look and see how many times all these little indicators flip around. But what is the market doing? And how can you help determine that of, when is the market starting to make different highs and lows? When is it reversing and making highs or lows the other way? When is it reversing with volume? Okay, over at Apex we talk a lot about volume and volume accumulation, and we use institutional zones and deviation levels of where we're looking for the markets to reverse, where we're expecting them to reverse, and so on. Okay, so Chuck, no, that was just an example. It could have been any time, it could have been any time frame or size of a tick. It was just as an example to show that no matter what size of chart you're using, don't look at just that one chart and don't be so zoomed in that you're not looking at the overall picture, okay? always know what the overall picture is of what the market is doing and what the trend direction of the market is. And then again, you can have your multiple charts open over at Nadex. You can use all of your basic indicators right there on Nadex. You can use different time frame charts on Nadex. And when you see a trade setup that comes, again, maybe you're looking at a 30-minute chart to look at overall direction, but a 5-minute chart for your entries. Okay? If you see that the 30-minute or the 15 minutes going short and you're only looking to take shorts, but you're looking on a smaller, like 5-minute time frame, and you see, okay, I've got my SAR, I've got my crosses, or whatever your strategy or system is, then it's so helpful just right here on the Nadex platform to be able to open these ladder charts and look and see what your different options are available with binaries. It just really helps visualize it to look at what are my options. Okay, right here, I'm getting a I'm getting a short right here. Okay, do I want an in the money binary? Do I want an at the money binary? Do I want out of the money? What am I looking at? And it'll go through and show you right on the chart, okay, exactly what's available. Really helps visualize everything for you. Okay, and again, you can use these in multiple time frames. You can even use ticks. Okay, so play with that. Again, some of you are aware of this, some of you are not aware that those charts are available to you right there on Nadex. So go in there and play with that. Take a look at your different options, and also keep in mind that you can go through and you can set up charts and access charts from your mobile platform as well, and your mobile app. Okay. Bob says, is there a library of previous training videos, and is this webinar going to be available? Yes, Bob, absolutely. Let me show you right where to go with that. If you hop on over to nadex.com, okay, and you're on the Nadex website here, you can go right here to Learning Center, okay, and right here to Webinar Archive, and right here it says Filter by Presenter. And if you go and you find us here, Apex Investing Institute, this is where all the new webinars that are recorded are posted. Okay, so if you want to rewatch this one, or any new webinars, this is where they're posted. But you can go back here and also watch previous webinars and trainings. Okay, and for those of you that are brand new and just brand new to Nadex and not even really familiar with, what is a binary, what is a spread, what is Nadex, you can go through here, and if you go to, I believe they're on page 2, right here, the basics of Nadex spreads and Nadex binaries 101. Okay, that kind of walks you through, if you're brand new and you're not familiar at all with Nadex products, how they work, that kind of walks you, kind of handholds you through all that. We've got a ton of different webinars in here about different ways to trade binaries and spreads, different strategies and systems, as well as different ways to help picking the right spreads and so on. Okay, and from there, visit us over at apexinvesting.com. We've got a bunch of information over there, got hundreds of free hours of education and webinars, some step-by-step training courses, a lot of different strategies and systems we talk about different other ways to determine the trends as well. Got some free tools for you over there. So feel free to visit us over there. Let us know if you have any questions at all. Okay, David and Roman, answer your questions not at this time. Okay, I believe they are working into that, but not at this time. Okay, William says, who are you? William, my name is John Skelton. I'm with apexinvesting.com, and we do these educational webinars each week hosted by Nadex, just helping, once again, just helping you learn who is Nadex, how the Nadex products work, some different ways to trade it, and just some basic, general trading education as well. Nope, sure haven't been. So, guys, once again, we appreciate you taking the time out to join us today. Wishing everybody a very happy New Year's. Let us know if you have any questions whatsoever, and we look forward to having you join us each and every week. Yep, William, absolutely. Over on the Apex website, feel free to shoot in a help desk ticket and ask any question at all. Jerry says, what seminar do you recommend for beginners? When I was just showing you there, if you go over to the Apex website and you go to the Learning Center, go to Webinar Archive, okay, Jerry, and that'll bring you right here to Filter by Presenter. Go to Apex Investing Institute. If you're brand new, go to page 2, okay, and right here, the basics of Nadex spreads and Nadex binaries 101. So if you're brand new and you're still just trying to figure out what are these Nadex binaries and spreads, go to those 2 webinars right there. It's going to handhold you, walk you through start to finish. I've never heard of, binaries or spreads. What are they? And it'll walk you through exactly what they are. Then you can start going through some of these other webinars about, hey, now I know what a binary or spread is. How do I choose the right binary for my strategy? Or, hey, I understand what binaries are and what spreads are, but which is better? Well, there's a lot to that. All right. What type of trader are you? What strategy or systems are you trading? What is the market, condition at the time? When should I use one over the other? So start there with the foundation, and you can start building with that. Okay. William, if you're having trouble with that, just submit a help desk ticket over at Apex, and they can help you out with that and get you right in. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate your time, and we look forward to having you with us on the upcoming webinars, and have a great rest of your day and a great rest of your trading week.